You may have heard you've got to go to probate, but what is probate? Why do I need to go to probate? What does probate accomplish? Is probate a government agency I go see? Is it the court? Is it a person? What is probate? Answers to all of these questions next. Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Radzwin IV, your trusted attorney with Radzwin Law PLLC, and I am a licensed attorney here in the state of Michigan that regularly practices probate law. We're answering the question today, what is probate? Probate is not a person, it's not a position. Probate is usually being referred to as the court, the probate court. And when someone says you've got to go to probate, that means that you need to go to the probate court to file an estate or open an estate with the probate court so that the probate process can play out. If you need to open a probate estate and don't know where to start or which forms to use, I will send you a free probate tip sheet. All you need to do is go to radzwinlaw.com. The link will be in the description box below, or you can search Radzwin Law in any web browser. When you get to our homepage, you should find the Get in Touch section. It should be towards the bottom. Here you will enter your name, email address, and the words probate tips in the very bottom box. Then click submit. I will then send you an email so that you can download this free probate tip sheet. The tip sheet has links to many of the probate court forms that are required when opening or administering a probate estate. It also has some other checklist items that you will need when opening a probate estate. So head on over to radzwinlaw.com to get yours today. That leads us to the next question. What does going to probate and completing the probate process accomplish? Well, part of that process involves an individual, typically referred to as the personal representative or the PR, being appointed by the court, being authorized by the court to fulfill the role of the deceased person. That means they're able to sign contracts, deal with the banks, move money from bank accounts, distribute money to heirs, transfer property, sell property, sign deeds, sign purchase agreements, deal with investments like stocks and everything else like that. So when would you need to go to the probate court to begin this process? As I've alluded to earlier, typically it's when someone has passed away. And that's what we're covering in this video is the decedent estate aspect. So when someone passes away and they leave things titled in their name, the way that the court or the way that the personal representative or the family removes that deceased individual from the title of that property would be going to the probate court. That's one way that it can be accomplished. The probate court is a court of limited jurisdiction. That means in order to ask them for authorization in this process, certain things must have occurred. A little bit already talked about is someone has passed away and they're leaving property, assets that are titled in their name behind, and those assets need to be taken care of. Now, one of the other requirements that the probate court is going to want to know is where was the deceased domiciled at the time that they had passed away. This also is one of the prerequisites in picking or filing in a specific probate court. So let me give you an example. And before we do that, domicile can be typically referred to as where was their permanent residency at the time that they had passed away. That's the easiest test to figure out where you should be filing in probate court. But there are some other factors that go along there. But for the most part, it's where they were, their permanent residency was at the time that they passed away. That county's probate court will have jurisdiction over the individual. For example, you have Mr. Smith who passes away in Macomb County, but his permanent residency is in Oakland County. The Oakland County probate court is going to have jurisdiction over Mr. Smith's probate estate. Now let's add another layer. Let's say Mr. Smith owned 4 properties up north. He had 4 rental properties in up north Michigan somewhere, 2 hours north of Oakland County. Oakland County probate court is still going to have jurisdiction over Mr. Smith's probate estate, and the personal representative will even still be authorized to deal with those properties that are at other counties. So, for example, an example of taking care of the assets. Personal representative reads the will of Mr. John Smith. John Smith has left his boat and his up north cottage to his grandson. The PR is going to be responsible for making sure that the proper documents are executed, transferring those items, those pieces of property to the grandson. Other areas that the probate court has jurisdiction over would be someone who is still alive and maybe has been declared mentally incapacitated, is suffering from physical ailments, and needs a guardian appointed or a conservator to manage their funds, pay for their bills, that sort of thing. The other areas that a probate court, may have jurisdiction over would be things involving trusts, whether that's a living trust, a revocable living trust, an irrevocable trust, things of that nature. If you have questions about your probate case here in the state of Michigan and you need answers, get in touch with us today. You can do so by visiting Radson Law and messaging us through the Get in Touch box. We are here to assist you with any probate case that you have ongoing or in the future. Hit that like button if you like informational videos like this. Consider subscribing to the channel. Leave us a comment below if you like this or if you've had to deal with the probate court in the past. We'd like to hear about your story in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.